What's up, y'all? It's Truth Tiger, and I'm gonna call this video today, Good People Will Be Destroyed by the World. I've talked about this kind of topic before, but I feel inspired to speak on it again. The thing is, when you're a good person, you're different. You're set apart. This world is built upon bricks of evil. This world rotates on an axis of evil. And when I say this world, I mean human civilization. If you really look at these power structures, be it government, organized religion, they are not based around base morals or base ethics. They are not based around loving our fellow, treating people with love and kindness, respecting other people. They're not based around truth. They're not. They're just based around this thing to keep people under control, to keep people doing what they're supposed to be doing, and to just keep the whole status quo going. It's not about loving your fellow. And this trickles down to everybody. This trickles all the way down to the bottom. And that's what our society is. It's not a good place. So when you're a good person, that puts a target on your back because now you're different. And not only that, but that puts you at war with evil. Good and evil are not at peace. Good and evil are going to be against each other. And if you're a good person, part of being a good person is standing up to evil, is calling out evil, is fighting against evil, is trying to take down evil as best you can. That's a big part of it. And another part of being a good person is seeking the truth and speaking the truth and exposing the truth. It is. That's a big part of it. Deception and lies are not good. They're not moral. They're not ethical. They're not the right thing to be doing. And there is a lot of them. And when you have a world that is essentially evil, and you have most people who are on the side of evil, when you come and you're good, that threatens them. That threatens who they are. It threatens their way of life. It forces them to look in the mirror and see who they really are. They have never had to do that. It forces them to get out of their own ego and to think about others and to think about things bigger than themselves. And they don't want to do that. So rather than to try to be better people, rather than to try to improve who they are, they will instead seek your destruction. They will. And it's how it goes. And I've seen this play out so many times. I mean, I've had it in my own life where just once I started really being a better person, once I started to be on the path of goodness, people started treating me bad. All of a sudden, these people start to activate against me, and they start to try to go on a campaign of sabotage. These people typically have narcissistic personality disorder or something of that sort, but they start to go on some big campaign of sabotage. And that kind of stuff did not really happen before, but it started to, and they will try to attack you, be mean to you, be ridiculous to you, cause drama, just try to do things to annoy you, make you uncomfortable, whatever. And the thing is, they will damage their own reputation and damage their own self to try to hurt you too. So, and they will reach pretty far. They'll go very far out of their way to be crappy to you. They will. They really will. But I've seen this play out in people's marriages. I've known people that where they're a good person and they have some insane narcissistic spouse, some insane narcissistic wife or husband, and they are a decent person. But this other freaking person who is from the devil, who is of evil, who is just nasty, mean, and manipulative will come into their life and will try to destroy them. Even your own family. A lot of times, especially your own family. If you are good, they're going to try to test that. And that's going to make you not fit in with them. And people will try to test your goodness too. If you start to be a good person, they can see that. They're like, oh, let's see how good he really is. And they'll start to insult you, play games, try to get you in trouble, spread rumors about you, whatever it is. They will try to do things to attack you. And the thing also is that they're not looking at you with a magnifying glass. And I'm a good person, but I'm not a perfect person. I'm really not. And I don't go around like, oh, I'm this big good person. I'm such a good person. I'm so much better than these other people. I'm riding around on a moral high horse. No. Actual goodness with humility. Just trying to be a decent person. Trying to love my fellow. Trying to live a life of truth. Trying to be in good communion with my Creator. Trying to help others. Just trying to be kind to people. Really, trying to be kind to people as best I can. and trying to battle against my own ego and become more patient and more kind and more forgiving and more graceful, and to open up my mind to more truth. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm not trying to say I'm some big, great person, but when they see that you're actually trying to emanate love from your heart, you're actually trying to emanate some kind of goodness, they start to trip out. They start to go crazy. They start to try to test that and see how good he really is, because it's like they know that you're not on the same team as them. They know that you are not rocking or rolling with them anymore. And they also know that you are not going to enable their BS. Because that's a big part of being a good person, is not enabling evil. When evil is happening around you, to stand up against it. When people are being pushed around and mistreated, to stand up against it and to say no. When lies are being told, to expose those lies and say that's not the truth. And they know that, so they see you as an opponent. And the thing is, it's like, we're chilling, we're tripping. It's not like we're going at evil all angry and crazy. We're peaceful people. We're about peace. We're about being chill, but still, they will still try to come at you. And the thing is like, they really will look at you with a magnifying glass. And we're not perfect people. Sometimes we will trip up. Sometimes we will make mistakes. Sometimes we'll lose our tempers. Sometimes we'll do things that we didn't mean to do or should not have done. Sometimes we'll do the wrong thing. It happens. And they're going to be waiting there to try to really jump on that hella hard. Really hella hard. So any small mistake you make, they want to be up there judging you. And not only that, but they're going to try to twist everything you do into some kind of a bad thing. Anything you do, you step a little funny. Oh, you stepped funny. What's going on with you? And the thing is, I have an example, and this is not like a very serious example. It's just kind of a funny example, but most of my videos I do, I'm riding in my car. And I'm usually drinking like a Perrier or LaCroix or some kind of seltzer, a little bubbly drink. That's water, or mostly water. And I got all these people calling, oh, stop drinking the energy drinks. I even got one guy commenting saying that oh, you're drinking and driving, man. It's like, anything you do, and that's a good example. That's a funny example. But anything you do, they will try to misconstrue it into some kind of a bad thing. And their whole thing is they want to try to trip it up and twist it up. And they want to try to say that you're some bad person and there's some good person. They'll try to do that because here's the thing about evil. Evil is generally ashamed of itself. Evil does not want to be known as evil. Evil will generally put on a fake nice clothing. Evil will try to be a wolf in sheep's clothing. Evil will try to do, Satan will come masquerading as an angel of light. Evil will try to make itself look good. It will try to make itself look good. And the fact that you're the real McCoy and you're not wearing a mask, and that really drives them freaking nuts. And their mask feels threatened, and they're like, oh, yeah, but the integrity of my mask is not good. So now they're going to try to throw mud at you and to try to make you look like a bad person, to try to twist up anything you do, to try to turn it into some bad thing, misunderstand every situation, misunderstand everything you say. Bottom line, that's what they'll do. And especially when it comes to exposing truth. And when it comes to exposing truth, there's times when I did not know the truth. And, before, when I was ignorant, I would probably have a similar reaction as a lot of these people. But when it comes to exposing the truth, people have an idea of what they think it is, and they're very egotistical, and they're very attached to that idea. And they have not actually logically looked at that idea and explored why they believe it. It's just sort of what they've been programmed to believe, or it's something that their ego likes, or both, whatever. And then once you expose truth, they freak out. They feel very, very, very personally attacked. But you're just trying to tell the truth about things. You're trying to tell the truth about what's going on. You're trying to, talk about some philosophy, whatever. Talk about what's really going on in the world. Talk about what's really important in life. Talk about how people should really live their lives. And they will start to freak out. And again, I'm not talking about coming to them with some guilt trip or coming to them waving your finger at them. You got to do this, you got to do that. I'm just saying, when you actually know who you are and what you should be doing, and you understand what's going on in the world for real, they will freak out. Because here's the thing, they think they know what's going on in the world. They think they know how they should be living their lives. They think all this stuff, but they have not proven it, explored it, whatever. They're just like hypocritical and weird and stuff. And, they have this false supposition. And when you come in with the truth, they go freaking crazy and they get really jealous because they live a life of falsehood. They do not live lives of truth. And they feel very threatened by the truth that you tell and the truth that you are and the truth that you live. It drives them nuts. It drives them crazy. They're too egotistical to let go of their lies. It's easier for them in their own ego to hold on to lies and to hold on to falsehood than it is to accept the truth. Bottom line. And that's just the way it is, unfortunately. But yeah, give me a sec here. But yeah, when you're doing good, you're genuine. You're real. Who you show people who you are is who you actually are. You're not showing people a false persona or a mask. And they are showing people masks and false personas. And when they see that you just are who you say you are, and there's no games and no manipulation, and you don't have some fake persona you're putting on, that drives them crazy too. That really drives them nuts because they get jealous of that. They're like, they start to question themselves and to question who they really are. And they don't want to do that. They want to stay blissfully deluded, blissfully plugged into the matrix, blissfully they don't want to face reality. They don't. And yeah, that's the thing, is like reality can be harsh, reality can be tough. There's things where you don't want this to be true, but it is. And as a good person, as part of that is you face those truths. They could be truths about who even we are. We're not perfect people. I don't claim to be perfect, but we can face these hard truths, and they can't. They really cannot face any kind of hard truths. And the thing also is that we're not people pleasers. Being a good person who is truthful and who is kind and who is loving, and being some person who feels all guilty so they have to be nice to people, or someone who is so codependent they feel like they have to be nice to people, or these people who just cling together because they're scared and insecure and weird and whatever. It's like, we're okay with being our own people. We don't need any of these people. We don't. We are with goodness, and we're with God, and we're with the one who, we're just with the good stuff. We're with righteousness. We're with good stuff, and they're not. And we're good to just be by ourselves, do our own thing, whatever. We're not so dependent. And that freaks them out too, because they are very insecure and very dependent. And when they see that you are your own person, and that you're not like them, and that you're not trying to come up to them, be all, oh, hey, what's up? And I mean, you can be friendly with people. I like to be friendly with people. I'm not going to say that. But when you're just not mixing in with them, because it's like most people are not on the side of good, and good and evil should not mix. So if people are not on the side of good, you're not going to really want to mix in with those people and hang out with those people that much. They're going to trip out, and they're going to get mad about that. They go, why won't he hang out with us? They will. They will. And ultimately, they feel very rejected by us. They feel very, very rejected by us because we reject the evil that they carry within their hearts. And we reject the deception they carry in their minds. We don't rock with it. We don't roll with it. And then they feel very rejected. And they don't take rejection well. So they crash out, they get weird, they spread rumors, they start acting nasty and mean to us because of that. And it's just like, hey, I did not do anything to deserve this from you. You realize that. You don't have any good cause to be treating me this way. You don't. And the thing is, they do this stuff out of the blue. They do this stuff out of nowhere. It's like a switch flips inside their head, and they decide to just start turning against us and start acting weird and crazy. And it's just like, yo. And if you truly are a good person, you're going to encounter a lot of these haters, because most people are hateful and they live lives of deception. They do not live lives of truth, and they do not love their fellow. That's the most important thing. Love your fellow. Treat others with love and kindness. be good to other people. That's the most important thing. And they don't do that. They don't do that at all. And you do. And it freaks them the heck out. And the thing is like, if you look at human civilization and all of the institutions of society and all of the order of society and whatever, government, organized religion, politics, the education system, the media, the corporation, all of it, the military, the this, the that, the United Nations, the World Health Organization, the this, the that, it does not matter. None of that is based upon love and kindness. None of that is based upon loving your fellow. None of that is based upon a baseline of kindness and respect for others. None of that's based on that at all. All of that is based on keeping society under control, keeping it in line, having a bunch of powerful people up here, weak people down here, whatever. You got a few powerful people up here, you got a bunch of people down here they can control. The baseline is all of that is based upon that. It is. And most people whether they don't know it, but unconsciously, most people live their lives based upon the programming that they receive from societal institutions. And they, on some level, worship these societal institutions. They do. And as someone who is truly a good person, that's something that you start to step out of. You start to question that stuff. You start to say, is this stuff doing right? Is it doing goodness? And the thing is, there have been a number of good people who have done what they can to change and to improve and to battle against societal institutions and to make the world a better place. And those people got God. You know, if you go back to the 1500s, Martin Luther the Reformer, who translated the Bible from Latin to German, he got burnt at the stake by the Catholic Church. Later on, Abraham Lincoln, he does his thing, gets assassinated. MLK, same deal. And it's like the people who seek to do goodness, who seek to break down the matrix, who seek to make the world a better place, who seek to spread knowledge, who seek to spread love and kindness, who seek to stop evil in society, who seek to stop people from treating each other like crap, those people get whacked, those people get shot, those people get burnt at the stake. They do. They really do. And it's like, man, this beast system, this evil society will do whatever it can to destroy good people. Because good and evil are not at peace. Good and evil are at war. Good and evil do not mix together. Good and evil do not get along with each other. And the thing about all these societal institutions, it's not just elites at the top. Those elites at the top, they do their damage. They're not good. But there are so many people who are just choosing to enable this and go along with this. And they go around and they take this stuff in. They make all these social media posts. They tell everybody. They tell all their family, their coworkers, their community, whatever. You have to go along with this societal thing. You have to follow societal programming. You have to think the way everybody else thinks. You have to think about all this stuff with the politics and the religion and the this and the that. And then you have to have these certain opinions and da-da-da-da. And they bring that stuff to you. And they try to force that stuff on you. And they think that that's morality. They do. And it's not. You know, because the thing is, people have a fake version of morality, a fake version of loving your fellow. And instead of loving their fellow and being honest and truthful, they follow societal programming and use that as their code of ethics as well. And there's nothing ethical about that. It's twisted up. And when you say, no, I'm going to follow a code of true ethics, and I'm actually going to try to be a decent person, I'm not just going to get caught up in all this nonsense from society, you're an outcast now. Now you're kicked off the island. Now you're kicked off the boat. Now nobody understands you. Now nobody gets you. Now you're just different, you know, because they all have their way of being, and they're all these conformists, and they all want to act a certain way, talk a certain way, think a certain way, even dress a certain way. And it's like this, it's almost like a cult. It's almost like everybody's in a cult. And if you're like, hey, let's think for ourselves, let's use free will. You know, God made us to have free will. Let's use free will. Let's be free with it. And if you have a mentality of like saying like, hey, I'm me, I'm doing my own thing, I'm going to respect your freedom and let you live your life and let you be who you want to be. I'm going to let you go on your journey. The thing is also, it's like, I have free will, and sometimes I'm going to make the wrong choices. I'm going to trip and fall. It's okay. Same with them. And unless those choices are, damaging others, or, there's a reason where you're like, okay, hey, we got to put you aside, you should just let people live their lives. And they don't want to do that. These people want to be up in your business. They want to crawl under your skin. They do not have good senses of boundaries. And they don't have any good sense of who they are as an individual, because they just see themselves as just a part of the societal glop deep down in their heart. They're just another number. It's just this society is just like this big pile of glop, and no one even has any identity, and we're all just mushed together into a pudding. And they're just some little piece of that pudding. And they don't really have any sense of who they are. And when you do have a sense of who you are, and you're good with who you are as an individual, and you actually have self-esteem, and you like who you are as a person, they don't have any self-esteem. They like hate themselves and whatever. They're all messed up. They have all this existential dread, and they're not happy. They're not happy. And when you actually have some happiness and some self-esteem and some of those good attributes in you, it makes them jealous, because they don't have that. It really does. And the fact that you're a unique individual and that you're your own person, it really makes them feel threatened. And that's the way of goodness to be, is we don't all have to conform and be the same. Because the way of evil is like, if we don't all conform, if we don't all be exactly the same, we're not going to work together. So we all just have to be a bunch of ants. We got to just be a bunch of robots, and we're all exactly the same. And if there's any differences, we won't work together at all, and it's just to cut everyone down, to shove everyone into, just to have these cookie cutter people. And the way of goodness is to say, hey, people are who they are. Everybody's different. People are going to live their own lives. People get to make their own choices. People have free will. And the way of goodness is to respect that. But the people who are in the way of evil, who are just have lost all their individuality and are just part of the societal collective, they don't see that. They're going to look at you and they're going to see outsider. You're an outsider. That's what they're going to see. When they see you, they're going to think outsider, threatening. And they're going to feel threatened. A lot of these people, they feel very threatened and very scared of us. I've seen people just be scared of me. And the reason why they're scared of me is because they cannot understand me, and they cannot put me in a box, and they cannot clearly define who I am or what I am. So they're all freaked out. They cannot classify me because I don't fit in the box of society, and they're scared of me. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be scary. I'm chilling, doing my thing, but that's what they are. And then at the end of the day, they're cowards. Most people are very cowardly people. Cowardice is not a good attribute. A lot of these people kind of think it's good to be a coward and to be, being a weak coward. They think that's humble. It's not. A lot of these people are very cowardly. They do not have any bravery. They have zero courage. And they see that you have a lot of bravery. You have a lot of will. You are strong within who you are as a person. And that makes them very, very freaking jealous. And they kind of think that you should be down in the bottom of the crab bucket with them. So they kind of want to pull you back into the crab bucket and get you stuck in that bad mentality so you can live a life of self-hatred and low self-esteem the way they are. Yeah, it's what they want to do. It really is. And the thing about good people also is you can be an individual and be unique, but you can still work together with someone who's not the same as you. We don't all have to be exactly the same. We don't all have to conform. We don't. We can all work together and help each other out, even though we're different. As a matter of fact, it's you're going to have a better team, and you're going to be able to do better things if everybody is different. If everybody's all the same, your results are going to be very limited, and you're just going to be a robot. But if everybody's different, you have different ideas, different skills, different ways, different perspectives, different ways of looking at things. That's what's going to make things work the best. But these people in society, they don't want to do that. They want to conform. And the thing is, society gives us fake options, you can You can go this way or you can go that way. You know, they give you this illusion of choice. Oh, you have free will. You can choose these 5 different things we've laid out for you. You can choose these 2 different things we've laid out for you. But you have freedom of choice. No, actual freedom to be your own person is like limitless possibilities, baby. And that's where my mind and my heart are. Limitless possibilities. But they try to have it be all these limited possibilities. And if you're not conforming to their limited possibilities and their limited narrow vision, they trip out. And the thing is, a lot of these people are like teachers' pets. They are suck-ups. They are kiss-asses. And their version of morality is to suck up to authority figures. And whoever is their authority figure, they want to bow down and kiss that person's butt. All while crapping on the people below them. And they think that's good. Oh, they're the authority figure. You should suck up to them. You know? Or whatever thing is coming out from politics or the government or the educational system, whatever societal programming is coming out, they jump on that like, you have to do that. If you don't do this societal programming, you're a bad person. If you don't buy into these narratives, you're a bad person. If you're not believing what the media is saying, and you're not all obsessed with politics, and you're not, you're a bad person. You know, and if you're not in all this drama of the politics and the drama of the world, and you're not tripping out about all that, you know, they try to say it's like you're not a good person, because they think that all this stuff from society will make them a good person. It won't. It won't. You have to love your fellow. You have to have love in your heart. You do. That's the bottom line. It's not going to happen without love in your heart. It is not going to happen. Really. And man, like, just the jealousy too. Like, I think back to the Bible. I think about Joseph and his brothers getting jealous that his father gives him some favoritism. And they completely freaking screw him over. He gets sold into slavery, thrown into some Egyptian, he's a slave in Egypt. And then Potiphar's wife, you know, he rejects her. He's like, nah, you're married, not going to do that. Then he gets thrown into some Egyptian prison. And that's kind of like what happens to us. I mean, I haven't had to go through crap that bad, luckily, and I pray to God that I don't. I mean, I've gone through enough stuff already, but it's just like, dude, but that's what it's like, you know? We have favoritism from the Almighty. And I've known a lot of people who are like, they're involved in false religion, they're involved in organized religion, they're not really close to God, but they think they are. And a lot of these people, they're jealous. They're like, I know God loves you more than me. I'm serious. I've literally heard false Christians and people of the church say that. I know God loves you more than me. And they're jealous because deep down in their heart, they have jealousy that we are in good communion with the Creator. And the thing God looks to first is, do you love your fellow? Are you treating other people decently? That's the first thing God looks to. Like, really, is like, are you a decent person? Do you treat other people well? And the vast majority of people are not loving their fellow. They are not treating people decent. They ain't doing it. It's the bottom line. So yeah, I mean, this world, yeah, I mean, they see you're a good person, they'll get jealous. They see you got some favoritism, they'll get jealous. They see you have some good spirituality, they'll get jealous. They see you carry truth, they'll get jealous. And the thing is also, like, I've had times in my life where I've been going through so much crap. So much crap. Money issues, health issues, don't know what my job is going to be, don't know what my future is going to be. So much crap I've been going through. And I still got these haters being jealous on me. It's like, jealous of what? What are you jealous of? They're jealous of the love you have in your heart. And they're jealous of your connection with your Creator. That's what they're jealous about. For real. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of y'all could, you know, can relate to that, where it's like you're going through a bad time in life when you still got these people who are jealous of you. Like, I wish I could be him. Like, you want to be broke? You want to whatever? And I mean, I'll say this, like, on a personal note, I'm doing good now. I don't have those problems anymore. Things are cool. Things are getting better health-wise. Financially, I'm doing very good. Like, I'm doing fine now. Things are getting better, but yeah. So I think I'm going to end this one here. I've been going on pretty long, so yeah, thank you all so much for watching. God bless, and I will see you all next time.